welcome to My Computer Career's Tech Out. I'm your host, Russ, Assistant Director of Education. Before I dive into today's topics, I want to talk about Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Very important. The line between our online and offline lives has become blurred. In these tech-fueled times, our homes, our social well-being, economic growth, our nation's security, they are all impacted by the internet. For the year 2020, Cybersecurity Awareness Month is do your part, be cyber smart. Hashtag be cyber smart. The theme encourages you and organizations to own their role in protecting their part in cyberspace, with a particular emphasis on a key message for 2020. And that is, if you connect it, protect it. Okay? If everyone does their part by implementing strong security practices, raising community awareness, educating your vulnerable audiences, or training employees, our interconnected worlds are going to be more protected. So what can you do? What can you do? You need to do your due diligence. Before purchasing a new smart device, do your research. Check out all those user reviews of that product. I want you to look it up. See if there has been any security privacy concerns and understand what security features the device has or it doesn't have. Okay? Change default username and passwords. That is so important. These IoT devices, they get shipped with the least amount of security. Again, IoT devices focus on features over security. So make sure that the first thing that you do, change the username and passwords. Now your phones, that is considered an IoT device. Yes, you can use a code. It's usually by default 4 digits for that digital code. Change it to 6 or more. Make sure that you implement biometrics on the phone if that feature is there, and also multi-factor authentication. So you have to prove who you are more than once. Configure your privacy and security settings. Again, your IoT devices, more on the phones, they get shipped, again, with the least amount of security. I know when I get a new phone, I dive into that phone, I look at all the security features, and I advance most of them, because by default, it is very lax. You want to make sure that those security and privacy settings are tight. Okay? Keep software up to date. Patch management is huge. The second you get a new IoT device, run the updates. Make sure it is up to par. Make sure all the patches are there. Firmware up to par. It is very, very important. And of course, physical security. Now, why do I say physical security? You want to keep your device out of the hands of people that shouldn't have them. Okay, for me, my kids, I don't want my kids touching my phone because you never know what's going to happen, right? But keep your devices out of the hands of those that should not have them. That is very, very important. Okay, very important. Now, next segment. Let's dive into our cyber news. In the news, Tyler Technologies. I'm sure that you have seen this online. Tyler Technologies, top U.S. software development and tech service provider to the government. They roughly have 5,500 employees. Okay, 55, that is a lot of employees. But on September 23rd, the company was hit by ransomware. There it is again. I have spoken about ransomware several times, and ransomware is on the up and up. RansomX ransomware, previously known as Defray 777. This attack wreaked havoc on the internal network. It affected phones, websites, and stuff like that. Now, what happened now? We don't know exactly how this attack took place. However, Tyler Technologies has reported suspicious login attempts. So they sent out a message to all employees, change passwords, make them complex, all that stuff. They were urged to change it, and that message went out overnight. Okay, so it is, again, ransomware, very important. This article caught my eye. Suspected Chinese hackers unleash malware that can survive on operating system installs, reinstallation of operating system. This is interesting. So Chinese attackers or hackers, however you want to put it, they could possibly be utilizing malware that can survive on Windows reinstallation. Well, we figure, if our computers get hit with a virus, malware, we can just reinstall, we can format, reinstall, all that stuff. This particular malware is a little bit different. According to Kaspersky, they are a security organization. They discovered this malware. The malware, zones in on your computer's Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, the UEFI. Now, older machines that do not have UEFI, they probably don't have to worry about this, but most machines today have this, come with this. And what is the UEFI? The UEFI, the purpose of it is to boot your PC and load the operating system. The UEFI is separate from the operating system. Malware that is embedded in the UEFI can survive the installation or reinstall of the OS. This will also bypass your antivirus. How does it work? All right, that's the big question. How does it work? Well, a Trojan that's called intelupdate.exe is located in the startup folder, which will reinstall itself even if the user finds it and deletes it. Now, the goal of this, install and utilize tools on your PC, such as a document reader, which will grab files from the recent documents folder, and send it off to a command and control server. In other words, it's taking information from your computer and sending it off to some underground server, If you have it, and the likelihood of you have it is very slim, update your motherboard's firmware to the latest version or reflash it. Again, this is a very unique type of malware. Next in the news, and I love talking about ransomware because it is growing and growing and growing. University Hospital in New Jersey, $672,000 paid out the window. What happened? University Hospital in New Jersey, they paid a demand in September to prevent 240 gigs of stolen data, which include patient information, ID scans, date of birth, social security numbers, illness types to be published, So then who's behind all this? The culprit is Suncrypt, So the hospital was able to contact Suncrypt via their Tor payment site, and they were Suncrypt. They originally wanted $1.7 million. That's a lot of money. $1.7 million a ransom, but the hospital was able to negotiate the ransom payment down to $272,744, or roughly 62 Bitcoins. And Suncrypt said they negotiated due to COVID. Very nice of them. So how did it happen? How did all this go? How did the hospital end up paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars? A phishing attack. Humans are the most vulnerable, An employee of UHNJ was a victim of a phishing attack. You have to train your employees. You have to train personnel. Everybody's in cybersecurity, not just the IT department. Don't forget that. Next in the news, and this just caught my eye. Google Chrome came out, or they're coming out with a new feature in their browser that allows you to edit stored passwords, The ability to edit passwords in the Chrome browser that were previously saved. Currently, you would need to use Google's online password manager, but now you can edit it, I'm not a fan of that. There's a better solution to all of this. Do not store passwords in a browser. Use a password vault such as 1Password, LastPass, or Dashlane. And this is exactly what I do. I have all my passwords in 1Password. I do not know any of my passwords except for the master password to get into the app. Everything else is a 12-character complex password. I have no idea what these passwords are, but there is not one password stored in a browser, and I highly recommend that you do the same. Okay, enough of the news. Let's dive into our main topic today, and TikTok. What is TikTok? It has been in the news. It has been discussed with the government. What is going on with TikTok? Well, first of all, TikTok, social media app targeted at teenagers and other ages, of course, right? And the whole point of it is you can dance in your living room, you can lip sync jokes and sing bad songs, you can share other aspects of your personal life, okay? But that's what the TikTok is, right? You can share with your friends, all that other good stuff, right? Great. Everyone's having a ball with it. But TikTok was purchased by a Chinese company called ByteDance. Now, what is ByteDance? Okay, CEO Zhang Yiming. If I said that correctly, if I didn't, I do truly apologize. But he is the CEO of ByteDance and is Chinese owned. ByteDance is a news aggregation app. They are huge in China. Probably billions of dollars. They are huge. But they're known for their mobile entertainment apps such as TikTok, Vigo Video, stuff like that, right? According to data from Chinese market research firm iResearch, their apps are installed on over 250 million unique devices. That is a lot of devices. So again, very, very popular. They are valued at $78 billion and they generated over $7 billion in the first half of 2019. So let's just say that ByteDance has very nice budgets, right? U.S. government launched a national security review against TikTok. Why? What is going on here? See, there are major security concerns. Chinese companies and the Chinese government are gathering personal information, right? They want to learn inside information about the United States companies and government. Housing information that could be used for ID or blackmail against Americans. There could be possible future cyber attacks, cyber warfare, or more. Also, Americans can be influenced by China's culture. And this is what the major problem is right now, okay? Chinese companies are required by law to share information with their government. That's true, out of our control. TikTok says it does not censor videos and it would not give the Chinese government access to U.S. user data. It claims all U.S. user data is stored in the U.S. with the backup in Singapore. Now, that could be true, but here's the question. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Zhang insists that ByteDance has never turned over information on Americans to Chinese government and that it never would. Okay, that's great. But again, think future. Zhang stated, "We have never received such a request from the Chinese government, and we don't think there will be such a request. Even if we get such a request, it is impossible." End quote. And this is by Zhang himself. Who knows what ByteDance would do in the future? Don't put anything on the internet that you do not want others to know. This is the problem with today. Everybody's telling everyone their business online, and you don't know where that information is going. You need to be very careful. Parents, you need to talk to teenagers about this. You need to talk to your children about this. I talk to my kids about it all the time, and he's only 7, right? And it is very important you watch what you put online. We've reached the end of yet another informative video. Right, guys? This is a lot of fun. If you like this video and want to see more Tech Out, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, leave a comment of what IT topic you would like us to cover in future episodes. Let's continue our conversation at Cybersecurity Lounge. I would love to hear from you. If you're new to IT and if you are certifying, are you new to IT and are you certifying? Is that you out there? Well, I'm not new to IT, but I'm always certifying. 3 thoughts to hold on to. Number 1, you don't have to be perfect to start. Just start. Don't be afraid to fail. The best is yet to come. Thank you very much. We'll talk soon.